Welcome back to another video on the 20-Minute Gamer channel. We are digging into a different kind of video today surrounding our playthrough of Wartales. Now, I'm in my own personal game here just because I'm a little bit further along than I am in the one that I am recording for the channel. But what I wanted to dig into were a couple of topics, a few things you could call tips, I guess, that I've discovered across my playthrough. These are all things I think that really kind of surround and involve team management and the just player housekeeping, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. I don't want to have a long intro here because I'd really like to get into the tips and start sharing these with everybody. The first tip that I wanted to look at today is food. Food can be one of those underestimated aspects of a game, especially a game like this, where it definitely relies on pretty heavily the happiness of your team. It's important to make sure you understand what your needs are and how quickly you need to have those resources available. I have 6 party members and I have 1 pony. So my resource allocation, what I have is an allocation of 21 consumption. So I have 21 that I need to make sure that I have on hand in order to feed my team and get them rested. Looking at the rest menu, all you do is just hover over the fire, right click, and it brings up your current inventory of usable food and it'll dial this up as you add it. So each food as well has an allocation assigned to it. Your pork is a 4, your mutton is a 4. You have a carcass. This was actually after a engagement with some wolves that I had, and I also have some wolf meat here, which is a 4. But this carcass is a 1. Your mushrooms are a 2. I haven't seen a 3 yet, and I haven't seen anything higher than a 4. Not saying it's not out there, I just personally have not come across that yet. If you have, I would love to know. Believe me, the less you carry, all of this food has a weight to it. You can see in the upper right-hand corner of the mushrooms, it weighs half a pound. This collection of mushrooms weighs half a pound. Your mutton weighs 1 pound. So all of this, of course, eats into your inventory weight, all right? Little bit of a sidebar there, sorry. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm adding enough resources to accommodate that 21. Now I can add as many food as I want. Got 56 out of 21. I haven't seen anything that supports feeding them more than what the denominator is. Feeding them more than that, I haven't seen anything that supports it, makes them happier or less happy. I would imagine that if it made them happy, it eventually would turn green, but it seems to just stay yellow. So we'll start over here. All right, so I want to make sure that I add enough food to get into 21. Now I've got 20 out of 21. I could go ahead and throw some mushrooms on there, even another mutton or pork. What is nice about this is the 4, 2, and 1 should give you the ability to get as close to what the actual number is. All right. So I've got a carcass there. That's a 1 resource allocation. I can get 21 out of 21, and I can go ahead and rest my team. Now, I don't need to rest my team, so I'm not going to waste the resources at this time. But you can see if I take away that carcass, the rest button goes gray, and I can't rest my team. So even if you have some food, and even if you're just a mile away from a village, and your team wants to rest, you run the risk of either just making them unhappy because they're starving or something. But you cannot do a partial feed. That may be something that I might like to see them change in regards to this game, is doing a partial feed system so that you can at least feed your team and keep them limping along. Maybe what they could do is allow you to feed your team less, but they move at half the speed, and maybe they get hungrier quicker, you know? But maybe that's just enough. Maybe that's just what you need to allow you to get into the next town. But definitely something to keep in mind. Having enough resources on hand to get your team fed is going to be really, really important in a game like this. And I really don't think that it can be oversaid and understated enough. The second tip that I wanted to bring forward is taking advantage of the bounty hunting aspect of the game. You're going to want to make your way to the Tiltrin Prison Tower. You can see it's located here on your map from Stromcap. So you're just going to want to go to Tiltrin Jail. You're going to want to go upstairs and talk to the warden, all right? Apparently there's a boar here that was captured and sold off. You can adopt him. Cool. I haven't seen that. You can actually talk to all the prisoners. You can recruit them out of the jail cells if you wanted to. I am not in this instance going to do that, but you can go ahead and talk to the warden. You can buy chains and rope. All right. Now, when you're in combat, you can knock your opponents out. You can chain them up. You can rope them up, and then you can bring them here. I have only seen this work so far with bandits. I haven't actually seen this work with, you can fight regular guards as well. So I believe anyone that's considered good, you can't do this with. But bandits are an element that you can. So let's go ahead and roam around and see if we can't find some bandits that we can chain up and bring back to sell here. All right. So you can see there's a set of bandits right there. We're going to sneak up on them. If you catch them unaware, you can ambush them. So you can see there it says ambush. Your companions have ambushed them. So we have 2 bandits that we are going to go ahead and engage. I'm going to speed this combat up a little bit just so we can kind of get to the capturing process. So bear with me just a little bit, but we'll get the jump on them here real quick here. Hang on. All right, you can see here that we've got 1 bandit that we're able to work with here on the capturing process. I'm going to move my non-engaged party member behind the bandit. You can see right there is a cross sword on the bandit, and there's a cross sword on my team member. So they're the 2 parties that are engaged. I'm going to hit that capture button. My party member is going to knock the dude out, and there we go. So we've got everyone captured, and Petrault is the one there. You can see the chains under their name. And we did complete a mission there as well. So we're going to be able to drop them off. We've got another set of bandits here too. Here, hang on. All right, so we're going to go ahead and engage this party as well, and hopefully we walk away with another set of bandits that we can capture. So I'm going to skip through that process again on this one, and we'll take it from there. The only people that can capture are non-engaged party members. You can see the engagement on 2 of my party members with the cross swords above their heads. You can see the engagement status of the 2 bandits, cross swords above their heads. We're going to take a non-engaged party member, move them around the enemy. They're going to hit them over the head with the capture icon, and they will be considered captured at that point in time. So let's go ahead and see this work in real time. Captured. the leader of this bandit gang. So we've got that going in our favor. We have to end our turn, and we will bring in a new party member right behind. There's the capture icon. You can knock them out. And it's done. Excellent. So we are walking away with 3 captured bandits. And once again, you can see the chain icons on Odar and Ugwil. They've been captured. So they are now in our possession. Killed that person. All right, well, let's head back to Tiltrin Tower, Tiltrin Jail, and let's see what we can get on the sale of these units. All right, coming up on Tiltrin Jail, let's go ahead and head inside and see what we can get. We'll talk to the warden, and here we hand over the prisoners. The prisoners are going to be considered bandits. So we have 100, 90, and 90. So we'll hand over all 3 of these prisoners, and we are going to walk away with 280 extra crowns just for having taken captives. So that's another aspect of the game, I think, that is... Some of the prisoners don't want to talk to you. If you've just... There's one. If you don't want to... If they've been recently captured by you, they won't want to talk to you. I got my chains back as well. You can see, you hand over the prisoners, they give you the chains back. Beautiful. So that's the second topic I wanted to bring up, is how can you make a little bit of extra cash? How you can do that is by bounty hunting. So that's kind of an unsung hero, I think, of this game. You have your survival aspects, feeding everybody, making sure that they're fed, but you have that. So you've seen this this demo team as they've engaged. Let's go ahead and break into our third topic. Alright, so we are back in the village of Stormcap, and I'm just going to go into the Traveler's Feast Inn. Alright, the third topic I want to talk about here is expansion. Don't grow too quickly. You've got to pay your team. Your party expects some bounty for all of their hard work, so know what your wages are and understand what that upkeep is. You can see here in the upper right hand corner, I have 208 crowns available, and I have 109 in wages to spend across my 6 team members, alright? So I have to keep in mind that as I'm doing missions, I need to keep at least 109 wages off to the side of my crowns, so that when the wages are due, these guys are getting paid, okay? My best piece of advice is to learn how to operate your team of 4 first. A team of 5 or 6 isn't guaranteed to make the combat any easier. On top of the team being paid, consider the upkeep. You have 6 party members that want to be paid, alright? So you've got the crowns that come into effect. You've got food that's now a cost. You have damaged weapons and damaged armor that happens when you're coming into and out of combat situations. You have 6 people that need to be healed. I have 6 people that need to be healed after each combat interaction. So there's more cost involved than just paying an extra 10 to 20 crowns at the end of each pay cycle. Find that sweet spot and take your time. The thing that's really nice about these types of games is that there's a luxury to going slow, and you can really build your teams up effectively, and you have a less difficult time when it comes to engaging your quote-unquote boss characters. In this instance, looking at the emissary here, I have to fight this gentleman named Matthias Lund, and I've come across him previously in another playthrough, another individual playthrough of this, and he is not going to be. He's not an easy target at all. So the bosses in this game, if you are a new player, they can really take your entire team out. So just something to kind of keep in mind. All right. Well, there you have it. 3 tips to hopefully help you manage your team a little bit more effectively in Wartales. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, by no means is this the gospel. This is not the law of the land. These are 3 tips that I've come across through my multiple playthroughs of this game so far. I'm sure there are more tips that are bound to happen. I'm sure that there are other tips and tricks videos out there. I am a sort of a perfectionist in some ways. I was one of those people trying to collect all the feathers in Grand Theft Auto, trying to collect all the Animus fragments in Assassin's Creed. I like to have a good understanding of the game, and I like to make sure that I'm getting the most out of it. That's another aspect of what the 20-Minute Gamer channel is about. I don't just want to jump into a PvP type game, a PvP type match. There is fun, there is engagement there, but I get a little bit more out of my games when I look at the replayability and I look at just the overall concept of the game. What does it offer me, and how can I luxuriate in this game's concept? I appreciate you joining me on this video. Yes, a little bit of a departure from the videos that I've put out recently. Not a gameplay video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, please like, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Nick, out.